Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for the, look, oh my God, 247th flyover of the Nikola site in Coolidge, Arizona. So welcome back, everyone. Glad to see you guys here. And we're going to go over the stock price. I want to talk about Toro for a minute while we're waiting for everyone to join. And then we'll get right into the video. And before I do, Lockbird wants to know why are those three trucks parked differently. I think that was just because when they were parking them, there were some trailers there, so they just shoved a couple in the back, and they have not straightened them out. Though my OCD is kind of like making me want to go, fix it, please. So if anyone's listening, if we could straighten those trucks up, we would greatly appreciate that, because it's kind of, it can get like that. So let's take a look real quick at the stock price. Oh my. Again, not a good day. The Fed's talking about raising rates again some more, which we know that they're going to. Just a matter of whether they're going to do a half a point or 3/4 of a point. So hopefully it's a half a point, and I think the markets will react positively, but it's not there. And by the way, this is a special birthday edition because today is my birthday. So I just want to hear people say happy birthday. So that's why I said that. But yeah, I'm here for you guys, even on my birthday. And Gigi says, hey, Bear, glad to be able to participate today. Are you glad? Yes, I'm glad you are here. Thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. And while you're here, before we go on and cry about the stock price, if you guys can go ahead and hit that like button because it's free. So stock was down 8 cents today, finished up at 231. And it's up after hours, almost a penny. High was 239 today, opened at 235, got as low as 229, which fortunately is still not its all-time low. Thank you for noticing the haircut. Yeah, I got the sides trimmed up. That is courtesy of my wife. She cuts my hair for me, and then I just kind of stick it in the back. That's what I do. So anyway, that's where we're at on the stock price, which is, it's still sad. I don't know if this is the bottom. I'm not going to say it is, because every time I've said that or thought it, it certainly wasn't. But make your money somewhere else right now. But otherwise, this is a long-term hold. Wanted to talk about Toro. We made some changes in how we're doing our Toro stuff. These are some of my cars here that I just want to show you guys real quick. We are now parking all the vehicles. We have 23 now. We've got the Mustang Mach-E. We just picked that up on Saturday. That's down here on the bottom. And that's a sharp looking car, I think. So that was our latest addition. Thank you, Lockbird, for the birthday super chat. I appreciate that. So we're now parking almost all of our cars. We haven't gotten them all up there yet at Phoenix and Sky Harbor. And by doing that, it enables us to not have to shuttle cars back all day. We've been shuttling cars back and forth, sometimes making 3 or 4 trips to the airport, which is 45 minutes away. And then it's 45 minutes back because there's no little wormhole for us to get back quickly. So now we've got the Mustang. We're going to put that up there. We're going to always keep a couple cars around so we have things to drive. But it's going to save us a lot of time by not having to drive back and forth. So if any of you guys are in Phoenix, you want to rent any of these cars, of course, there's a link in the description. But you see we have a nice wide variety of cars. We've got my Model Y, which is supposedly coming out of the shop possibly Thursday or Friday. The car was back-ended or not back-ended, but someone backed into the front right here. And car wasn't even moving, but they did $15,000 worth of damage, replacing the tire, the wheel, the fender, the front bumper, the upper and lower control arms, the strut, the steering box. They just went to town. And some of the things that on this car, Tesla's service protocol is if you replace one side, you have to replace the other. So a lot of the front end is getting replaced. So we've got our Vanderhall Venice Doesn't rent out a lot, but it's a super, super fun car. I think it's on its way to Flagstaff right now. F-250, good vehicle, horrible gas mileage. The Polestar 2, I like the car. I don't love it because the interior design looks great, not functional at all. I've got 4 of these Chrysler Pacificas. They do great. One of them is a hybrid. That's further on. Model S, funnest car I have. We got this car in July, and for the year, it's like 5th on the list of making money. So this one, real good car to have. Hyundai Ioniq 5, my least favorite EV. There's just so many things going on in that car that it's out of control. And it does not have regenerative braking unless you turn it on every single time you get in the car or shift out of drive into reverse. Reverse doesn't have it at all, but every time you go into reverse, you have to turn it back on, which is very, very annoying. Fusion hybrid. Try to get as many cars as I can that were gas sippers. And then, of course, cars that are not, like the Corvette or the Camaro or that F-250 that was up here. None of those cars get great gas mileage. The Jeep is pretty bad also. The Corvette's actually not bad on gas. These 2 Mercedes, they're great on gas. They'll get over 30 miles to the gallon. So trying to minimize how much gas that people have to use. We've got this hybrid over here that is a hybrid. It's another van, but we got one that's a hybrid. And then here's the Mustang Mach-E. And brand new. It's probably got about 70 miles on it right now. So it is a real cool car. Haven't really driven it that much yet, obviously. I got a happy birthday from Ellie, my biggest fan. I got a lot of happy birthday wishes in there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you saying that. And so from here, unless you guys got any questions about any of these cars or how Toro works, I'm going to move on and get to the video because I think that's what you guys are really here for. And where is the video? There it is. All right. Then we're going to do our 2-minute recap of the progress from when we started flying on January 14th of 2021. Our anniversary is coming up soon. This was our first flight. That's where our picture was from. Day 1. Lockbird asks, how much is insurance for them and is covered by those credit cards who say they will? I don't know if they're covered by the credit cards that say they will, but the insurance is always a big thing, and people always wonder how to do it. A lot of my cars go through Liberty Mutual. They know that I have the cars listed, and we've had a brief discussion. They said if anything happens while the car is being rented, it is not covered. When it's not on a rental, then it is covered. So Liberty Mutual had to cover our Dodge Challenger when that got wrecked because we were driving it on personal business. And I'll get past that in a minute. Good choke. All right. That's our Mach-E. We did the flyover of that. I take another drink. So, Lockbird, the insurance will range anywhere from $85. Some of them are less. Depends on the value of the car. Up to $120. But it's typical rates. And it's full coverage. William, the renting the vet is just under $100 a day. It's a fun car also. Ooh, that was a good cough, huh? Okay, so we see all the trucks that are lined up there. I did a quick count. I know I silenced this phone, but it just doesn't want to be silenced. All right, counted the trucks. I think got about 117 of them, give or take. But I'm going to say probably about 20 of those, at least 20, are test trucks. Well, maybe even more because they have so many of the beta fuel cells out there right now. And if you can see up here, that that's a fuel cell. More drink. Yeah, this was a pretty good angle. Look, it's gone. That's a nice look at the fuel cell going by. Really like that shot. That was a good shot. So yeah, William, the rental on the vet is $100 a day. Most of my cars are set up for a minimum of a 2 or 3 day rental. I think that's the best way to go if you get into a 1 day rental. Things get, it's just too much work shuffling cars back and forth. We have a test truck right here, testing out carrying a load. That truck had just pulled in. We've got trucks over here, 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 here. So they're all over the place. You can see as far as the construction goes for phase 2, they've got a little bit more than half of the roof decking is up. Probably even a little bit more than half. Maybe 60%. Thank you, Klokalosh. I hope I said that right. Thank you for the birthday super chat. I appreciate that. You can see we still got guys working in there. A couple of dock areas on the side there with the concrete that's already been formed. They're starting to get all the roofing material up onto the roof. Those are the skylights and the frames for the skylights. So those are up top. Let me move my arrow off of there. You guys don't want to look at the arrow. You can see all the roofing material right there. That's what's in all those white cubes. Sorry for my choking attack, but sometimes that happens. See the work on Hauser Road. They've got a lot of the paving done. Hopefully that will be opened up soon and we can drive back around that area. That corner spot right there, that square at the top, is where they have a water well, I believe, was supposed to be put in over there. All this area that you're looking at right here, that's all Nikola land with the vegetation growing there, where they will eventually be spread out that way. Saudi Arabian Rial. Is that what an SAR is? I was wondering, but I didn't want to say anything. I don't even know what's that worth. That could be anywhere from $1 to maybe it's $1 million. That would be awesome. But I'll look it up later and find out. You can see on the front they're still putting up some of the wall section. So the front's going to actually look pretty close to done very shortly, because just from that angle, I mean, obviously it's not, but it still is nice to see that, how that's going to look. I'm not sure what they're going to do in the front, like right in front of that. I know they're not going to leave that dirt, but they're obviously going to put something there. Just not sure yet. Maybe they'll extend the parking lot, because they do have people still parking in the dirt because the parking lot's just not big enough, and they, despite the fact that there was rumors of people being laid off, there are more employee cars than there were before, and I think most of those layoffs were from Romeo. You can see over in this section we've got material still boxed up out there. All right, thank you for the translation on the dollar amount. Appreciate that. Over on this end, we see a little bit more grading going on. Supposedly an electrical substation over there. And we can still see that we have plenty of cabs, so that's not going to be in short supply. We're just hoping to hear soon at the next earnings call about the progress on the battery packs, and hopefully they've made a lot of progress. And then we also need to hear some positive news about infrastructure for customers. So that is the two things that I'm looking for. I'm so much less concerned about truck production than I am about getting those two areas addressed. Hopefully their hookup with ChargePoint will help to be able to get charging stations installed at different customers, especially for the larger ones. And we see two trucks on the chargers right there, and then to the right of it, we got another two trucks on the chargers over there. Don't know if those are new trucks or test trucks. I don't see anything on the side of them, but that's where they usually take them out when they first get there, and then charge them up when they first come out. Here we can see the back of the FCEVs. We've got one BEV in there, but there's two of the betas right there. We've got another beta right there with a number on the side. That one has a 9 on it. We've got one without a number, then we've got a number 1, and then we've got the one with the big hydrogen stamp on the back. Let's see, the Alta dealer said something about orders picking up after the 4,000K tax credits kick in January. Now you see all these trucks here. They're still producing the trucks. There is more and more every time we do a flyover. I definitely think that they took a break from the production trucks for the fuel cell trucks to get those pumped out, because they had a commitment to make a certain amount before the end of the year. So I definitely think that they focused on that. Crockett says, why are all these trucks in here? Aren't they planning to deliver them ASAP? They push out their trucks right at the end of the quarter. So these are going to pile up from what we've seen in the past 2 quarters. They pile up until the end of the quarter, and then in the last couple of days, they all disappear. They are still pursuing both hydrogen and EVs. They believe that probably they're going to make more money on the hydrogen trucks. They are tied into the energy, and they're going to make money off the energy and off the truck itself. The hydrogen trucks are also going to have longer range, and the battery electric, I'm not sure, but they may cost them more to build, because they got 9 battery packs in those, and they only have 2 in the hydrogen trucks. And I have a feeling that the fuel cell components are going to probably cost less than 7 battery packs. So they'll be able to have better margins on that. Yeah, right now the idea, I think, is not to build as many as they can because of the battery pack price. So that's why they lowered their guidance. It wasn't that they couldn't build them. It's just that it's costing them so much to build them that it's better if they fix the issues with the costs and then continue to build them hardcore, and also work on the fuel cell, which they want to have out next year. Nidal asks if there's any update on the Walmart testing. We have not heard anything. There's been a lot of silence on that, on the results from everyone. Open to the Road says, I think Nikola needs a solid partner with an established partner that has deep pockets. I don't disagree with that. Now the question is, who would be a good partner? Toyota seems to like hydrogen, so there's a potential for them there. You've got Stellantis, which doesn't have much of anything, but they have deep pockets. And maybe this would be a way to acquire some technology. William asks, what do I think that the quarter 4 number will be? I think we're just guessing, uh, probably about 270. I think they're going to come in just short of the 300 original goal because they revised that, but they they've got the ability to get these trucks out to make them. But like I said, it's better to hold off on making all these until they can get the battery pack prices under control. So this is, I just restarted the video for anyone who showed up late, because now we got 93 people watching and we only have 47 likes. I should pause the video and not go any further unless you guys hit that like button. Don't make me threaten you. Don't make me make you hit that like button. Just hit it. Now I'm going to count 30 seconds to see if anyone hits the like button. But come on, let's do it. Do it now. All right. Well, there's a picture of the Mach-E that the first time we looked at that, I was coughing my head off. So apologize for that. But yeah, we got the cyber orange color. And we didn't get it loaded. This is a single motor. I think it's rear wheel drive. Not even sure, to be honest with you. We did get the convenience package or whatever it is, so it had a lot of the safety features. Didn't want to leave that out, but I also, because we're going to be renting this, I did not want to just jump in and buy a $65,000 vehicle, plus tax, license, and all that crap. Of course, the dealer gave me a hard time. I'm still debating on whether I should follow up on it or not, but this is an ordered car. I ordered it in March, got it Saturday, 2 days ago. So roughly 8 months. And they put their nonsense on there. Some paint protection for $1,100, window etching for $200, and then window tinting they wanted $500 for. I was able to get them to take the window tinting off because they hadn't put it on there, and I just told them, I don't want my windows tinted. You can't make me pay for something I don't want like that. Well, they said, okay, since it's not on there, we'll take it off. But then again, I didn't want the paint protection either, and I said the same thing, but they're like, oh, it's already on there, and it's just nonsense. So I ordered a car specifically the way I want it. They threw on $1,300 worth of stuff that I didn't want, and they told me, don't buy it. We'll just sell it. We'll just sell it with a $5,000 markup. So pretty much strong-armed. Didn't really have much choice, and really, really pisses me off that they're able to do that. I know I could have walked out my decision, but at the same time, I wanted the car, and I'm going to go from there. I try to work with dealers who don't do stupid things like that, but if you order a car and then you throw something on there, it's just not right. And they started making stupid analogies. Well, if you buy a drink from Circle K, the cup costs less than the price of the soda you're putting in. And I'm like, so what? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? It's a horrible example. Try again. And then they tried again, and they had another horrible one. It was something about adding something. I was like, yeah, but I didn't go to Walmart and order that with this extra stuff on here. This is not what I ordered. Yes, dealers are the worst. I don't know if I'm going to follow up with Ford, because I followed up with them earlier this year on a problem that I had with a Ford dealer and the markups. And they just said, okay, well, we'll talk to the sales manager. I'm like, the sales manager is the problem. What are you going to talk to him about? Well, we're going to let him know of your concern. He doesn't care about my concern. He told me that. So let's see. What do I think about Nikola moving away from the Nikola 1 and toward BEV and then return back to hydrogen? I thought they should have stuck with hydrogen as the first launch vehicle. I think they didn't go with the hydrogen at the first because they weren't ready. It wouldn't have been out for another year. I think it was much easier to convert the Iveco S-Ways into an electric vehicle than it was to get the hydrogen set up. And I think the electric is part of the stepping stone that you would have had to do anyway to get to hydrogen, because using hydrogen, you still have an electric motor in it, and it has to be converted to it. So they would have to do both of those things, figuring out the whole fuel cell situation, and then converting it over to electric to power the motors. So they already got that part done. So it just made sense to put out what you can. But the battery pack situation was not ideal. Are they planning to include Romeo's battery production in this production area? I don't believe that they are. Romeo's got their site wherever it is. I don't think it's necessary to move it. Nell ASA got a development agreement with GM. Maybe this will be a way in for Nikola also. I don't know. GM got burned with the publicity from what happened before, so I don't know if they would go back to that or not. Maybe they would. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but the valuation is a lot different now, because GM was going to get like $2 billion worth of Nikola, and Nikola's market cap is not even $2 billion now. So Ford would not be happy to hear that. Yeah, but last time I tried to contact Ford, it went nowhere quickly. So I'm not sure really what to do. Basically being strong-armed out of $1,300 plus tax, plus the interest I would have to pay on that. And I said that. I mean, I have to pay interest on this stuff that I'm financing that I didn't even want. And they said, well, why don't you just put $1,000 down? Well, because if I was going to put $1,000 down, I'd rather it go to the price of the car than into your pocket for some nonsense I don't need. Paint protection with a 10-year warranty. They'll repaint the car if something goes bad in 5 years. Like, I'm not going to have this car in 5 years. There's not a chance that that's going to happen. This is for a rental fleet. I have no use for that. It adds no value to the car. It's not like I'm going to be able to sell it and go, I got the paint protection package. Oh, really? Here's another $500. Micah, hey, welcome. Tesla semi truck coming December 1st with 500-mile range, full load, charge time 45 minutes. Well, we will see. You're missing one important part of that, and that is, how much does this truck cost Tesla to make? Makes sense, except for the cost of the battery pack, which is smaller than hydrogen. Yeah, 2 packs to 9 packs. Who will be held accountable for the failure to know upfront about Romeo pack issues? I don't know the answer to that question, but I myself am a little curious. I mean, in the end, it doesn't matter to me. As long as the issue is resolved, I don't care if it's made public or not. But Romeo pulled a fast one over on Nikola, and that's really too bad. Very disappointing. We were hoping for much better news with those Romeo packs than what happened. Night Owl said, did Tesla even announce that? I don't know if they announced it, but that's the rumors floating around right now, that it was a full load with 500 miles of range. I don't know where the charge time of 45 minutes comes in. Maybe with their mega chargers, they can do 45 minutes. But you're talking about a 750 kilowatt battery being charged in 45 minutes. Those are only going to be available at the mega chargers, which are not prolific right now. They're still going to take a long time to charge. But hey, a mega charger sounds great. You just got to have them out there. Does it bother you that Mark Russell keeps exercising 150,000 shares, including today? I got a lot of hate for this when I pointed it out on your channel and deleted my comments. Okay, so the story behind Mark Russell exercising his shares is that he put that order in, and he had to file the proper paperwork that he's selling a certain amount of shares. I forget what the number was, and that he was going to sell a certain amount every day starting when the notice was put in, and that it wasn't going to stop until it was done. And when he put that in, it was also put in when the shares were actually a lot higher. And his options to buy these shares are in the dollar range. So he's still making money on them, but the idea was that they're going to be worth $5 or $6 when he put in the notice of when he was selling these. And unfortunately, the price dropped. And rumor has it also is that the board of directors is not happy about him selling the shares. But he has sworn up and down in the interview that I read that this was all a planned event. And the reason why he was selling these shares was because every penny that he has invested is all in one company. It's all in Nikola. And him and his wife had a plan to diversify their portfolio at a certain point. And they were at that point. So that's why he was selling, was to get other things in his portfolio besides one company. That makes sense, because you never want to be into just one company. So that was the plan, to sell the shares. Hopefully he'd be exercising them when they're at like $5, and the options for his cost was in the dollar range. But it didn't turn out as well as he'd like. But the plan is still in place until, I believe, till the end of the year. So expect to see him to keep selling shares. But he says it's not because of anything that he's foreseen or knows about anything with Nikola in the future. It's just it was part of an investment strategy that he had. Gigi wants to know how low the stock price will go. Wrote the company and asked when they are going to do something to stem the fall. They need the stock price higher to raise future funds. Yes, they do, but they can't put out things just to artificially inflate the stock price. The stock price is going down along with everything else. It's not just them that's going down. So for them to put out news just to artificially raise the price temporarily, it's probably not the best thing to do. It's stock manipulation. Let's see. And William said those sales are done in advance. Yes, Mark Russell's stock selling was done long in advance. Lame to blame his wife, in your opinion, Paul says. I don't think he was blaming his wife. He said that him and his wife had a plan. It wasn't his wife's plan, but they wanted to diversify their portfolio. And he still has millions and millions and millions of shares. I think it's 75,000 shares a day. That's not a lot compared to what he has. He has options to buy more. He's still the second largest investor, and 75,000 shares a day is not a lot. All right. Crockett says only Elon is allowed to do stock manipulation. Apparently that might be true, but he's very overly enthusiastic about about the ventures that Tesla has. But I think a lot of them are going to come true. Unlike Trevor Milton, who a lot of the things that he said just were flat out not true. And there's a difference between being wrong about something and making something up. Saying that you believe that you're going to have FSD done by 2019 and not having it done means you were wrong. Usually, I mean, you could lie about it, but that's being wrong. Saying you have that you're producing hydrogen for $2 a kilogram when you're not producing any to begin with, that's a lie. So there are differences. Andre says, when do you think these trucks will disappear from the parking lot and will be bought by companies en masse? It seems there's just a big inventory not going to market. They are going to leave the yard in the last week of December. Why they are doing it this way, I'm not sure. But that is the current situation. They seem to ship them all out at the end of the quarter. And I think a lot of these are being held on to because they're waiting for the incentives to kick in on January 1st. And I think a lot of them will, the ones that are sitting on dealer lots and elsewhere, will disappear at that point. That's the game plan, waiting for these tax incentives to kick in. All right, guys, we are hitting about 35 minutes. We are just about done here. So you got anything to put up there? Put it up there as soon as you can. Will we ever do a highlight reel on all your videos? Oh, probably not, because then we'd have to go through so many videos to find the highlights. And honestly, I don't know what's, seeing something built for the first time is exciting the first time, but then when you come back at it and you're like, oh God, that was so long ago. It's no longer as exciting. I'm just going to leave something on the screen, put the Mach-E up there, so everyone go, oh, that is so orange. It really is. My wife loves the color. My daughter loves the color. One of my sons loves the color. One of my other sons walked out, didn't know it was in the driveway, and just was like, oh my God, what is that? That's disgusting. He does not like the color of that car. It's kind of funny. I told him, too bad, get over it. All right. Just reading through some of the comments. Crockett saying goodbye, and I'm thinking I'm getting to that point also. It is getting to that point. I want to thank everyone for being here. We do have a Lucid video coming out a little bit later in a couple hours. So for you Lucid guys, go ahead and stay tuned for that. And we will be there with that Lucid video. And then we're going to do a live stream of the Lucid site this week. Now that we have gotten our schedule better controlled, I think we'll be able to get these out better in a timely fashion for you guys. So I want to thank everybody, including Micah, all you guys. Thanks